You only need one, but it's important to have at least one person who believes in you, sometimes almost more than you. And there is no jealousy or weird, you can't win because then I won't win. Like, it's a very weird thing. So, I don't know. I just think it comes down to the person. Like, how real are you? You know, some people are just fake. It is what it is.
Nothing's like squats. I mean, it's like nothing compares to squats. You can do leg presses, but why? Why do an inferior movement? Why do a movement that looks good, but it produces hardly any results? I don't care how much weight you can use. I'd rather do, like you did, 3 good plates, get in 15, 20 good reps, and reap the benefit. I mean, there's a reason people don't squat. It's hard. It's hard. People don't want what's hard. They want what's easy, what looks showy. Forget about it. In fact, forget about the weight. Just squat correctly like you just did. That is the secret to it. Absolutely.
The biggest lesson I learned this year is not to force anything. Conversations, friendships, relationships, attention, love. Anything forced is just not worth fighting for. Whatever flows, flows. It is what it is.
A wise man once said, if you're angry, it's because you're living in the past. And if you're fearful, it's because you're living in the future. But when you're at peace, that's when you know that you're living in the present. And that is where life starts to make sense.
Well, I think life is precious because you can't watch it again. I mean, you can believe in an afterlife if that makes you feel better. Doesn't mean it's true. But once you realise you're not going to be around forever, I think that's what makes life so magical. One day you'll eat your last meal, smell your last flower, hug your friend for the very last time. You might not know it's the last time. So that's why you should do everything you love with passion, you know? Treasure the few years you've got, because that's all there is.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, what's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? You meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
You must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is, or how hard it gets, I'm gonna make it.
I'm really on the ropes this time. I've been fighting all my life for you.
Turns out most people spend 70% of their life living in survival and living in stress, so they're always anticipating the worst case scenario based on a past experience, and they're literally, out of the infinite potentials in the quantum field, they're selecting the worst possible outcome, and they're beginning to emotionally embrace it with fear, and they're conditioning their body into a state of fear. Do that enough times, the body has a panic attack without you. You can't even predict it because it's programmed subconsciously. And the moment you decide to make a different choice, get ready, because it's going to feel uncomfortable.
I mean, let's be honest. If they truly knew what you were up against right now, they would be wondering how you were still smiling, how you were still doing the things you're doing. That says a hell of a lot about you.
Let me tell you this. If you've made it through addiction or mental illness, you have something. Because a lot of people don't. If you are still kicking today, battling those demons, you have something, because a lot of people didn't wake up today because they couldn't make it. They couldn't cut it, and you fucking did. So you have something.
Always remember that the life in front of you is far more important than the life behind you.
The women with the purest hearts are the most unluckiest when it comes to relationships. The fact that they only know how to love wholeheartedly and not impartially is both a blessing and a curse. If you have one of these women in your life, cherish them and protect them. They've been through enough.
I just want to let you know that you are honestly one of the most amazing human beings that I've met in this life. And And I know this may seem dramatic, but I appreciate you.
7 rules of life. Number 1, let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad yesterday. Number 2, ignore them. Don't listen to other people. Live a life that's empowering to you. Number 3, give it time. Time heals everything. Number 4, don't compare. The only person you should try to be is the person you were yesterday. Number 5, stay calm. It's okay not to have everything figured out. Know that in time, you'll get there. Number 6, it's on you. Only you are in charge of your happiness. Number 7, smile. Life is short. Enjoy it while you can.
The thing I learned in life, you can never bring somebody up if they don't want to go up. You can't. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how much you want to tell them, you can help them. If they don't want to go up, there's nothing you can do. 100%. But the reverse is not true. Somebody bad could bring a good person down. They can. 100%. Because the negativity in the world is much, much stronger than the positive sometimes. And the negative people can bring you down. So I stay away from negative people. You're right. I just walk away from them.
You know, butterflies can't see the color of their wings, but us as humans can see how beautiful they are. Likewise, you might not think you're good enough, but others can see how special and amazing you are.
Which would be worse? To live as a monster, or to die as a good man?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Shall not pass!
Daily reminder. The hardest pill I had to swallow this year, just let things be. Let people go. Don't fight for closure. Don't chase answers. And don't expect an explanation. Because what flows, flows, and what crashes, crashes. It is what it is.